Here we start with this man behind the counter servicing the people on the other side. The man was concentrating on the customers, but he had no idea what was about to happen in a few moments. Suddenly, another man appeared from behind, going straight for his neck. This was now a full-blown daylight robbery. This is common in the nation, as these culprits can just rob you in broad daylight with little to no consequences for their actions. The man seemed to be demanding cash from the worker. He reluctantly opened the cash register as the clown kept insisting. These situations are really dangerous due to the unpredictability of these culprits. The robber was not satisfied as we see him assaulting the worker. He definitely wanted more from this interaction. The lack of urgency in this situation is a testament to how comfortable these culprits are in the nation of South Africa. The people can be seen watching the heist as they waited for the ordeal to finish before continuing to purchase stuff from the store. The culprits finally finished their heist and left the shop. On this video, the culprits targeted a gas station. The lady must have been through this before, as she knew exactly what to do once she saw what was happening. These culprits were targeting everyone inside the store as they went around looking for anything they could possibly find. For a country with a high rate of armed robberies, armed personnel should be deployed on these compounds ready to respond just in case something like this happens. Everyone was now on their stomachs as these clowns executed their plan. Almost each and every one of these culprits can be seen with a firearm. These guns are stolen or bought illegally from officials. The corruption in these systems trickles down to affect innocent civilians, as shown in this video. The culprits can be seen targeting the safe box below the cash register. They were now breaking the safe to try and access the hard-earned efforts of other people. After failing to access it using the metal bar, the men decided to use another explosive way. The safe finally shuttered to pieces as they managed to access the money. The workers thought the ordeal was over for a second there, but the heist was far from over. The men had just gone to take more equipment and make space for their big jackpot here. We see as they started to load the money and prepare to escape. These stores should have an alarm system which can alert the police when explosives go off on these properties. They began to load the valuables inside the vehicle. It's also important to note that the camera can clearly see the number plates on that vehicle, which can be of huge help to the police when investigating these cases. They finally finished the shameful act and left the scene. The people inside that vehicle who had been serviced earlier waited until the heist was over before coming inside the store to assist the workers. Props to these two for being brave enough to wait there and check up on the workers and other civilians who were beyond shaken by this act. This was beyond devastating for the people inside the store, as they did not know what was about to happen next. On this scene, we first see this man entering the store and began communicating with the service personnel. This looked like a normal customer, but something was off from the get-go. The man kept covering his face and seemed to be not at ease. The man walked towards the door and the suspicious behavior continued. It was pretty obvious what was happening here. This must have been the first clown sent to signal the circus to start the show. At first it seemed as if nothing was about to happen here, but this was about to take a dark turn for the worst. The shop owners had no idea what was coming in a few seconds. Suddenly a group of men walked into the store. They went straight to work pressuring the shop owners. The heist was now fully on, with culprits attacking from every direction. In South Africa, gangsters are known to terrorize these small businesses. They tend to demand protection fees in hundreds of thousands of rands. These fees are a form of extortion, and this has been a huge burden to most small and big businesses in the country. The heist continues as we see the owner being pressured and threatened. This must have been terrifying for these hard-working men as they watched their efforts being torn to bits by these culprits. Props to this owners for staying calm here and try not to escalate this unfortunate situation. That culprit had a whole knife there ready to act. This was finally over, and fortunately no one was physically hurt, but the emotional and financial damage was already done. This lady was busy serving people as she did her job as usual. She was focused on the man right in front of her, but she had no idea what was about to happen soon. One of the customers can be seen going to the side, acting as if he was checking out something. He returns with a loaf of bread, but the lady could see that something was off with this group. The other man finally decided to drop his act and went straight to the action as we see him coming towards the lady while holding a firearm. This was now a full-on robbery. The men continued to open the cash register looking for the money as the lady complied. She had no choice here as she was outnumbered, and with deadly weapons present, it is always recommended to comply in these terrifying situations. This store seemed to have no private security or any measures to counter these actions. These culprits tend to scout these shops days or months prior before executing their foul plans. They tend to look for any vulnerabilities and pounce once they find the right spot. We then move to the next video where we first see people inside a restaurant. The man in the military outfit was enjoying his food, but unbeknown to him, he had been targeted due to the firearm he was carrying. In South Africa, culprits tend to target individuals with guns. These guns are then used to cause havoc within the nation, and the vicious cycle continues. The culprits entered the scene, going straight for their target. The man knew what was happening and decided to refuse with the weapon. Unfortunately, the culprits decided to shoot the man. It is always recommended to comply when facing deadly weapons. These clowns have no regard for human life.